with Russo announcing last Wednesday in a WCW website interview that he's gonna call out Goldberg and offer him his release from his contract on the air to open Nitro on Monday. Russo was on the phone with Scott Steiner to kick off the show, telling him that tonight is the night, with Russo, Steiner, Jarrett and Nash all targeting Goldberg, who has yet to arrive to the building, with Russo coming out at 8:10 p.m. for the promoted segment saying that he made a promise to never go back on television, but every time he's off they force him to come back, bringing out Goldberg running through the crowd to take out security, with Russo taunting him to lay him out and breach his contract, saying that he would fire him tonight if his contract wasn't protecting him, offering him to sign his official release and be paid in full, with him able to show up next Monday anywhere he wants, ending up with Goldberg ripping up the contract before Steiner showed up on screen from Goldberg's hotel room to start a show-long angle with Goldberg driving back to the hotel, followed by Booker coming out to confront Russo next with a message to Nash, as Russo responded that he made him a top player since entering the company, to end with Booker laying him out. With Raw starting at 11 p.m. in the next 2 weeks, Nitro will have 2 unopposed Monday nights in what is expected to be the company's 2 most watched TV shows since going unopposed on February, as with all eyes already on September 26 when numbers come out Tuesday afternoon to see how much of the regular Raw audience the WWF was able to attract to its debut show on TNN. WCW will have a massive opportunity over the next month to go into the show with a bigger audience who sampled its product over the next 2 weeks, with the expectation of perhaps keeping them from September 25, with Raw breaking the viewing habit with the channel switch. Nitro's final quarter of the first hour saw the debut of the Natural-Born Thrillers as a group of young wrestlers with big star potential teaming up, confronted by the Filthy Animals, to lead to a match going 8 minutes, with the Thrillers going over. Booker T vs Chuck Palumbo for the WCW title, with Vince Russo as the special referee, opened Nitro's first opposed quarter at 9 p.m. First going 6 minutes with the Thrillers group, followed by Nash laying out Booker for the finish, which saw Russo fast counting Booker to give Palumbo the title, before Cat came out to reverse the decision, with Booker eventually retaining. As the Booker vs Palumbo title match, perhaps also with the intrigue of the Goldberg-Steiner angle going on in the background at the same time, with Goldberg arriving at the hotel seconds from the top of the hour, saw Nitro opening with a 2.7 rating, its highest rated opening segment since mid-June. Raw coming 6 days from the SummerSlam pay-per-view saw Rock kicking off the show to a huge ovation from the Cajundome in Lafayette, with a hot crowd for Raw's first show in the building, cutting a promo on Kurt Angle and Triple H to hype the 3-way main event on Sunday before calling them out for tonight, bringing out Mick Foley saying that they would have to wait 6 days to not risk the match for the pay-per-view, while giving Rock the night off to major heat from the crowd, followed by Angle and Hunter coming out to taunt Rock after laying him out on both shows last week in the build-up to the match, setting up Foley booking Angle, Hunter and the McMahons in separate matches for tonight. After maintaining a bigger-than-usual audience for the first quarter, Nitro facing strong competition from the big promo segment on Raw saw the show dropping big between 9:15 to 9:30 to a show low 2 rating, featuring 2 matches in the quarter with Tank Abbott vs Vampiro followed by a Smiley vs Chronic hardcore title match, while at the same time Raw with the continuation of the Rock Foley Angle Hunter and the McMahon's segment jumped big with over 1.5 million viewers to a 6.2 rating to more than triple Nitro head-to-head, seeing Foley book Hunter and Angle in a tag match against the Acolytes and Shane against Steve Blackman in a hardcore title match, while after already booking Stephanie to defend the belt since Thursday, putting Rock as the special referee in the Lita vs Stephanie match being placed in the main event, with the second half of the quarter also seeing the 3 teams that will set to match or surpass the massive expectations for their first ever TLC match on Sunday with the Dudleys vs Hardys with Edge and Christian on commentary. After the massive drop in the last 15 minutes going against the Big Star Power promo segment on Raw, Nitro rebounded over 400,000 viewers to a 2.2 rating for Nash vs Vito going 4 minutes to end with Booker laying out Nash for the finish, with Booker who's scheduled to headline the upcoming Fall Brawl pay-per-view in a title match against Nash, did an interview during the week regarding the current state of the WCW locker room including his next opponent, saying that if anybody doesn't want to work for the team they should be let go from the company, responding to a rumor on Nash potentially going back to the WWF telling him to go there and see if he can still run with the younger headliners like Rock and Triple H with the more aggressive fast-paced main event style all over the building, as Nash with a reputation for being a master at the political game of the business, publicly announced that he has 17 months left on his current deal looking to play both sides based on the state of the business when his contract is up in 2002. Nitro, which opened its final quarter with a Jarrett and Storm vs Awesome and Morris tag match going 4 minutes, ended exactly at 10 p.m. without crossing over the top of the hour, closing the show with the main event segment of Steiner arriving back to the building followed by Goldberg to set up the heat angle with Goldberg being attacked by Scott, Rick and Jarrett before being handcuffed to the ropes, establishing Goldberg back as a babyface with Steiner as the clear heel in the first Goldberg vs Steiner pay-per-view match at Fall Brawl, with this segment jumping over 800,000 viewers to a peak 2.8 rating, Nitro's highest rated opposed full quarter in over 2 months. Raw closed out the first hour with Kane vs Rikishi followed by the entrances and start of the Angle and Hunter vs Acolytes tag match, as with Taker off the show selling Kane's attacks from the past week. Kane continued the build-up to the match laying out every member of Too Cool to further establish himself as a heel, with the Triple H and Kurt Angle vs Bradshaw and Farouk tag match going 6 minutes being placed against what is usually the WCW overrun. As with Nitro this week going off the air exactly at 10 p.m. Raw picked up over 1 million viewers at the top of the hour to a 6.8 rating in what was also the highest rated quarter of the night, seeing the Acolytes dominate the majority of the match playing off the Angle and Triple H problems teaming up until Hunter hit a pedigree for the finish, with Hunter bailing out on Angle while he was being attacked 6 days from the SummerSlam main event, turning their focus to the next 2 matches with both McMahon's and title matches set for the next hour. With his return now unofficially set for the big debut Raw on TNN on September 25, Steve Austin made a rare public appearance last Thursday being in WWF New York along with JR during the SmackDown broadcast along with doing an interview with the WWF website to start the build to his TV return, saying that he has 2 more months of recovery before returning to the ring according to his last doctor visit, and he's currently talking with the company on how he's gonna be written back into TV storylines, talking about the changes to the WWF roster and his absence putting over Angle, Benoit and Eddie along with the Radicals group, along with Rock continuing his hot run on top and Triple H for stepping up as a main event player, as with one of the main reasons besides the financial TV package that Vince McMahon mentioned when announcing the decision to move out of the USA Network being the preemptions twice a year in February and August despite Raw drawing significantly higher numbers. The next 2 weeks Raw will start 2 hours later at 11 p.m. for the final time due to the tennis US Open, coming after last year the US Open and Raw's 9 p.m. time slot drew a 1 rating while Raw was routinely in the 6 rating range, and still was more than quadrupled by Raw on the night despite starting at 11 and crossing over 1 a.m. The entrances for the main event took place already past 11 p.m. with Rock coming out last as the special referee to kick off the match, going over 7 minutes in the overrun, seeing Angle and Hunter and the Hardys all out in the 2 sides of the ring for the Lita vs Stephanie women's title match, going 5 minutes with Triple H and Angle trying to interfere for the finish with Rock laying out both along with Stephanie to lead to a Lita moonsault to win the title to a big pop, as the main event saw jumping over 1.7 million viewers to a 7.7 rating and over 9.8 million viewers in the go-home segment to SummerSlam.